it! The government did the thing! It came back! They reopened the national parks. So now we're down here in lovely Florida City, Florida, and we're on our way to the Everglades National Park. And this is going to be, the Everglades is actually the third largest one in terms of square miles in the lower 48. Obviously the ones in Alaska are super huge, but the Everglades, big park, alligators, wetlands, boardwalks, it's going to be a good day. So here we are in the Everglades. We're about to rent a kayak and get out on the water. Not sure what we're gonna find, but we've heard that there's chances of both alligators and crocodiles, sharks if we go out in the bay, and lots of different birds. So hopefully we'll get some footage and let's do it.
So we are at the head of the West Lake Trail, which will take us through this mangrove forest on a boardwalk out to West Lake, which would be otherwise pretty inaccessible without the boardwalk. The West Lake Trail is a boardwalk that takes us through a mangrove forest, and the thing about mangroves is that, as Dorothy likes to say, they are the tree that is an ecosystem, and they grow pretty much directly in the water and put their roots just down into it, and then fish live among their roots and birds live up in the rest of the tree. The other thing about mangrove trees is that they secrete tannic acid, which turns the water around here all red. And you guys are lucky that you can't smell it in here because it smells a lot like rotten eggs because of the hydrogen sulfide gas that's released through the decomposition in the water. The West Lake Trail is home to the more salt-tolerant mangroves, so we have black mangroves and red mangroves. And the main thing that you can tell the difference is really that the black mangroves look more like trees and the red mangroves look more spidery. And the other mangroves that are not as salt-tolerant and so aren't really in this area are the white mangroves and buttonwoods, which grow higher up in less salty soil.
Hey guys, we're here by the Paheoki Trail, and I have an informational plaque next to me that tells us about the early inhabitants of this area, the Seminole Indians, who named this the Paheoki, which means grassy waters, and they used to pole around instead of paddling, just like a gondola, because it's really only a few inches deep. And we're going to go out on this boardwalk area. The helpful ranger said that it was good picture taking, so I'm expecting it to be rather scenic. are at the trailhead for the Mahogany Hammock Trail, which goes out over a slough. I think that's how to pronounce it, not sure, which is a natural waterway that creates a lot of the wetlands and the grassy waters that we saw yesterday. And this one goes into a mahogany hammock, which is like a tree island. And because this is protected from a lot of the logging activities that have ruined a lot of other forests around here, the mahogany trees here grow to like record sizes. So we're hoping to see some interesting trees. We've also heard that there's something called a strangler fig tree out here. And we'll see what we can find. Mahogany trees that this area is named for, and we all know that like really fancy furniture is made of mahogany, but the trees also grow to be super big if we don't cut them down, and they support a bunch of little plants that grow like along the trunk of the tree, and then when they fall down they keep supporting the ecosystem because animals live in and around them, and then other plants grow on the fallen trees and regain their nutrients. So we're basically seeing the circle of tree life cycle.
So here we are at the beginning of the Gumbo Limbo Trail, which is named for the gumbo limbo trees that grow in this particular hammock. We saw a few of them in the mahogany hammock too. They have red bark that peels a lot, and so they're also called tourist trees because the tourist was silly and forgot their sunscreen and got terribly burned and is now peeling. So we will probably see a lot of those, but we should also see some orchids and a few other kinds of trees. But has the crab in the cage ever met another crab?
Yeah.
Ah.
He knows that they're shaped like this. Over here, alligator. We literally walked right by him.
We did literally walk right by him.
Come here, it's another alligator. He's hiding in the shade.
Yeah, because it's hot. He wants to chill out.
slaw, which is slaw. Slow, right? No. Slaw.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say slaw. Why not? Coleslaw.